Let's dive into a really powerful initiative that's all about empowering local communities across Uzbekistan. We're going to take a look at the impressive foundation it laid in its very first year, 2025, and see how it's really setting the stage for big changes.
So, who's behind all this? Well, it's a major partnership. The project is co-funded by the European Union and the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung. And on the ground, the Yuksalish nationwide movement is the national partner. That combination of international support and local expertise is absolutely crucial.
Now, it's really important to remember, this is just the beginning. What we're looking at here are the results from 2025, which is only the halfway point of a 2-year mission. So you can think of this as chapter 1 in a much bigger story of community-led change.
Okay, first things first, let's break down the mission itself. What exactly is this project trying to do, and where is it focusing all that effort?
The big goal here is to strengthen what are known as civil society organizations, or CSOs. These are basically the local groups working on the ground to improve their communities. The project zooms in on 4 super important areas: gender equality, youth rights, the environment, and media literacy. With a budget of 800,000 euros, it's focused on 3 specific regions: Karakalpakstan, Kashkadaria, and Fergana. Of course, a strong first year like this doesn't just happen by chance. It all starts with a really solid foundation, and that was built on careful strategy and a surprisingly clever brand identity. The rollout was really methodical. Back in March, they held a seminar to lock in all the plans and roles. By April, the project was officially presented to the public. Then came the really crucial fieldwork. From May to July, they did an in-depth mapping study to understand what people in those regions actually needed. And right in the middle of all that, a unique brand was born. And this is where the branding gets really, really smart. The project is called 100 Community, and it's inspired by the Uzbek word yuz. Now, yuz has this awesome double meaning. It's both 100 and face. It just perfectly captures the mission, right? To give a face and a voice to a whole new generation of community leaders.
So did this new brand actually connect with people? The answer is a big yes. I mean, the very first video from the project's volunteer network just took off, getting over 11,000 views. It was clear proof that the message and the identity were hitting home with the audience right from the get-go.
So, with a strong brand in place, the project got to its core mission: empowering local leaders. This next part is all about the training and development that made that happen. They used this really innovative 2-step hybrid model. First, they offered a big online course on 7 key topics to a really wide audience. Then, to really maximize the impact, they took the top performers from that online course and invited them to an exclusive 5-day intensive training camp for some serious hands-on learning. And you can see this strategy in the numbers. The online course brought in 126 people. Then, from that group, 49 of the most promising folks were selected for that intensive offline training. It's a classic approach, right? Cast a wide net to find talent, and then invest heavily in the people who are most dedicated.
So what did all this training actually lead to? Well, the results were pretty tangible. It wasn't just about test scores showing knowledge growth. The training sparked real action. Participants developed over 10 concrete project ideas, they formed a permanent network of activists, and they even laid the groundwork for new media hubs at local universities. Training is one piece of the puzzle, but building a sustainable ecosystem, that's a whole other challenge. The next step was all about connecting these newly empowered leaders and, crucially, giving them the resources to make a real impact. A perfect example of this was the regional forum in Karshi. It brought 50 local leaders together in one place, giving them a space to share ideas and learn from each other. But maybe most importantly, it got them ready for the project's next big step.
And this gets to the heart of such a common problem, right? So many great local ideas just fizzle out because they don't have any funding. The project solution? Something direct and really powerful. A sub-grant competition to put money right into the hands of local groups to make their ideas a reality.
The response was immediate. 34 different organizations applied for funding, and after competitive review, 9 of the most promising projects were selected to get grants, with 3 winners picked from each of the target regions. And we're not talking about just pocket change here. The maximum grant for a single project was 7,000 euros. For a local grassroots organization, that's a total game changer. It's enough seed money to turn a great idea into a real program that can make a difference in their community. So after a really packed and successful first year, what's coming up next? Let's look ahead to 2026 and see how the project plans to build on all this momentum.
The plan for 2026 shows things are really ramping up. Those 9 winning local projects are going to launch, 3 new media hubs will open at universities, legal clinics are going to start offering free aid, plus there are new information campaigns and 2 more regional forums on the agenda. The work is definitely accelerating. And that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? Year 1 was all about building capacity, creating networks, and getting resources in place. But now, with a whole new generation of funded and active change makers ready to go, the real question is, what will they build in 2026?